Ito yung Sitka, Alaska. Ito yung magandang view na makukuha natin dito. Yan, may mga village din yan. At saka kita mo yung dagat. Napaka ganda tingnan. At saka mga wildlife nila. Kasi pinabayaan nila yung mga wildlife, kaya hindi nila hinuhuli. Kaya daming ibon dito. Marami ding isda dyan. Kaya ayan, ganda tingnan. Ayan, ito yung Sitka, Alaska. Ayan. May mga biyahe ding aeroplano dito. By plane lang at saka barko ang mode of transportation nila dito, kasi yung pinaka-city nila, pinaka-highway nila is only 17 miles. Paikot lang yan sa whole city of Sitka. Ito yung mga pool, memorial pool nila. Yan, may mga story yan. Iba-ibang storya yan. Yung mga itong dagat nila, napakaganda. May mga islands pa sila dyan. At saka may mga bahay na nila na built. At saka daming mga ibon, mga wild duck na nagkuhan. Kasi maraming mga isda dito, Alaska. Ito yung visitor center nila, maliit lang. Ito yung grupo namin na tour group. So dito yung mga turista. Daming turista dito. By land. No, not by land. By barko. Sa aeroplano.
He's the man who brokered the deal of buying Alaska from Russia. And so anyway, but you know, Congress wanted this land, but they didn't know what to do with it, and they didn't really want to pay for it. And so not many people were moving up here. And so we had our fifth, and you know, and I really think, to stop and think about it, what people were thinking about, and you know, down on the, you know, they were standing on the street corner, most Americans were thinking, this is a waste. Why are we spending all this money for a barren wasteland? They saw no value in Alaska at all. I think they really thought about just polar bears and Eskimos and maybe a few penguins. And so our fifth territorial governor, John Brady, he had originally come up here as a missionary, and he wanted to change, well, he wanted to educate Americans on what Alaska really was like. And so his idea was to gather 20 totem poles from Ketchikan, Wales Island there, the Haida villages. And they brought them up here. Well, first of all, they came up here to Sitka to kind of get cleaned up a little bit. And then they went to two expos. The St. Louis, Missouri Expo for the Louisiana Purchase in 1904. And after that expo, two were in such bad shape, they sold them. The 18 went to Portland, Oregon for the Lewis and Clark Expo. And then they came up here after that expo. These were the first totem poles right here, or these are the replicas of those poles. But this was known as Lover's Lane. And E.W. Merrill was the one who carefully selected each of the sites that you see along here with the totem poles.
I know, right? Irish Russians. Maybe they had some leprechauns in Russia too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You're right.
Little known, they did fight it.
Yeah, they did.
Sapa sila dito.
No, they're not running. They don't run until July.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's the
You know,
river
usually
here.
the third week in July and into August is when the salmon. Okay.
We just got more mail. April, May.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, so this is called Indian River, and this is a spawning stream for pink salmon and chum salmon. Now, what you're going to hear throughout your cruise this week is all about salmon, I'm sure. So Alaska has all 5 species of Pacific salmon. We have Juneau, Chinook, chum, coho, pink, and soft. But the two species that use this river are pinks and chums. Pinks are known as humpies because they get a distinct hump behind their head. Chum salmon are known as dog salmon because they actually get teeth. Little teeth, but they still have teeth. So what happens by the end of June is when those salmon, we got the major highway here this morning.
Traffic.
Okay, go on through here. There you go. By the end of June, the salmon that are coming back to spawn are at the mouth of the river. And we're actually going to do the whole loop, so that we're going to do, we'll just kind of see the whole the first federal park in Alaska. It's right in living in fresh water. Look, folks, we got some locals coming through. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. At that point, those salmon stop eating. They start changing colors so that they can find their own species. And that's when they start swimming. And what the females are trying to do is trying to find the spot that they were born in. They're all coming back to the river that they were born in. And the females are seeking out that place. It might not be that spot, but it's kind of the vicinity of where she was born in. And of course the males are chasing the females. So they come up here, and once the female finds her spot that she was born at, she flips on her side, and she uses her tail fin to dig out a shallow depression in that rock down there called a nest or red, R-E-D-D. And once she does that, she basically just beats herself by using the tail fin, and they just live. Okay, come on through. We'll make room for you.
Thank you.
Hello. Great day for a snowy walk, huh? So the females, they lay their egg, and then they're immediately fertilized by a male. She covers them with gravel as best she can, stands guard for about 10 days, and then she dies. All Pacific salmon die on their spawn. They're all born in fresh water. They spend part of their life on the sea, and then they return to their birth stream to spawn and
Yeah.
And then it was just the theory. And they're kind of coming around, they're trying to figure out, it's all about smell. Their sense of smell is what kind of directs them to their birth stream. But they will bypass other rivers because, the reason they don't go to other rivers to spawn is because they don't know if they'll survive. And that's why they know that when they're an adult now, they survive, and so they know that they need to go back to
Yeah, so
So
amazing.
these fish, pinks and chum salmon live for about 2 years, 2 or 3 years. And so basically, the ones that are going to be coming back here this summer would born 2 years. Now what's interesting is with the rain and landslides that we've had, some flooding issues this year, this river has changed once again. That stump, if you look down the river here, that great big tree that you see off to the right, that used to be right near the bridge, right up here, with the first flood stage that we had. And this was like about 3 years ago. Then about the next year, it pushed it down to kind of where that log is, right there with all that moss, that area there. Well, after the flooding that we've had with the Indian River this winter, that's where the tree ended up there.
Wow.
So at the same time, all these rocks, all these logs, the rocks that came down during the landslide, they covered. Unfortunately, the landslide, the flooding that we had, happened right after the egg sitting there. And so a lot of them, yeah. So the return 2 years ago was not good. So we're hoping. Last year seemed to be pretty good, but we're just hoping. Hoping for a good return.
Of the variety of salmon, is there some that are more prized for us to eat than other ones?
We're snobs. I like to say we're salmon snobs. King snobs. That's what everybody wants to get. People come up to fish and if the fishermen want to go charter fishing, everybody wants to catch a king salmon. And we're kind of no different. I don't have to eat fish. What they used to fight. And that's what they would use to fight feed the soldiers. And, you know, they came and fed the soldiers during the war.
How much does one king salmon normally have?
Oh, king salmon could get, now pinks and chunks, let's start with that. Pinks and chunks, good question. They're basically, since they only have a 2-year life cycle, they only get to be maybe 5 pounds. Oh, in anywhere like 30. King salmon will live in freshwater, you know, for at least 3 years, and then go out to sea and live 5 to 7 years. And so that's how they can bulk up. And then get and then we have the winter kings, you know, and the regular kings, you know, and there's quite the discussion about which taste best. You know, some people swear about the white ivory king, you know, king. You can see where it all starts. I love halibut. That's what I like. Halibut is my favorite.
Lakad na tayo. Tayo na. Makikita natin. Ito yung museum nila. Napakaganda. Yan yung mga totem. Sculpt. Nagagawa ng mga totem. Yan. So lakad pa tayo dito. Papunta pa tayo doon. Tsaka dyan may mga magandang bahay din sa labas. Oh wow. Tsaka yan. Maganda yung bus nila dito. Coming.
Such a big population.
Sa city. Ito yung picture ng City of Sitka, ayan, Alaska. Pauwi na kami, papuntang barko. Ito yung kadami yung mga turista dito. May mga bus dito, libre, pauwi ng mga doon sa port. Yan. Ito. Ayan, yung nakalinya ng mga bus. Libre yan, papuntang barko. Ayan. Ito yan. Ganda yung yeah, sure. Ito yung port ng Sitka, Alaska. So pauwi na kami. So dito yon. Yan. So marami ng mga pasahero na babalik na sa barko. Ito yung barko ng sinasakyan namin. Ayan. Ang ganda niya. Kulay blue, Wildland. Saka ito yung Sitka. Ayan. So pa uwi na kami or pa punta na kami ng Juneau after here. Ito yung Sitka, Alaska. Maganda naman, hindi umulan kasi normal lang dito. Wala siya kanina. Malamig pa rin. Iba-ibang klase mga turista dito. Ang iba mag-bus, ang iba aeroplano, iba cruise, at iba naman via helicopter. Natapos na rin natin ang buong araw na pasyal natin dito sa Sitka, Alaska. Maganda dito kasi hindi pa masyado populated. Ang population lang nila ay 8,300 as of this time. The rest dyan mga turista. Kaya napakalawak ng lugar nila at hindi populated. wala silang highway. Yung pinaka-highway lang nila is 17 miles. Tapos pasyal mo na. Yun na lang, yun ang pinaka-highway nila. So punta na naman tayo sa ibang lugar. Next stop natin ay yung Juneau. So ito na yung pinakapantalan nila. So paalis na tayo. Hinihintay lang yung clearance ng Coast Guard, US Coast Guard, para lahat na mga pasahero ay nakapasok na. Yung iba kasi, yung mga pasahero na maiwan, pag time na kasi ng pag-alis ng barko, hindi ka na hihintayin. Kaya mahirap din. So dapat alam mo ang schedule sa pag-alis mo para hindi ka maiwanan. Ito yan na yung pinaka-port nila. Kaya napakaganda, malinis, at saka organized. Kahit maliit lang o kunti lang yung mga tao dito, pero napaka-organized ang kanilang lugar. Sana kung mayroon pa tayong taas na panahon.